Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. In the first order of business, I hope you'll join me in turning off your electronic devices. Now we're all one. Thank you. I'd like to ask Pastor Leslie to open with invocation.
Let us pray. Loving God, we are gathered today to do the work of the hearthstone. Many of us are grief-stricken at the ways our nation is suffering. Gather us close to your embrace and incline your ear to hear our prayers for justice, peace, and light in a world that seems so dark. Give strength to the weak, kindness to the downtrodden, and healing to the broken. Fill our lives with your saving grace and mend what is broken in our midst. We give you thanks for creating humanity in your image, and we pray this day for peace in the world. Amen.
Thank you. Denise, we want to present the minutes for review.
Is this on? Yeah, okay. There were no additions or corrections other than thank you, Madeline, for my misspellings. So move to approve the minutes.
Second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. Allison, please give us our treasurer's report.
Since my last report to you, we received $35 from greeting card donations. There's all kinds down there to choose from. And our current balance is $4,749.22. I'd really like to get rid of that 22 cents.
I think it's going to become illegal soon. Marty, you want to give us an update on your...
I hope most of you read the little piece in Voices about how we did this last year for employee appreciation. And I got to thinking this morning, not unlike death and taxes, we always do have employee appreciation around. So to remind those of you who have a monthly amount included on your bill, you can increase it. That is a very possible thing. Social Security was not perhaps as generous as they might be, but we could demonstrate perhaps a little bit higher level of generosity and increase. This last year, we had 85, am I reading my own writing? No, 62 regular monthly donors. So if anyone would like to join this august group, we have forms. I haven't updated these, but I'm sure Peter would accept it from you. Otherwise, last year, we had 103 one-time donors. So to remind you, this still goes on all year long. Thank you.
Thank you. A couple of items from the Resident Council. I'd like to ask everybody here who has a name badge on to raise their hands. I was inadvertently chastised by an unnamed resident here about the opportunity to become known to our new neighbors. And for those of us who come over from the coves, we're often sort of unknown entities until we introduce ourselves. There are new people coming all the time, particularly at Lakeside, and they want to know who you are, and they want you to know who they are. So I'm going to encourage everybody to wear their badge every day. If you're out in public, don't be ashamed if people in the grocery store know your name. But it really does make a difference, and I think people appreciate it. So be a member of the club. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge the success of the Green Team. Down in the lower level, they've installed a really fabulous way of collecting materials, waste materials. It's particularly helpful when we have events down there, but the principle is that we've got opportunities to be mindful about our waste discards, and their setup down there is just great. Move on to Hearthstone Management Community Updates.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me? Okay. So a couple things. Consonas, we are aware that there are issues right now with the scheduling aspect of it. So I've asked all building and floor chairs to send me a compiled list of anyone on their floors or buildings that needs assistance from them, whether you're not hearing back or you're new. Please make sure you get that to your floor or building chairs, and then it'll come to me. And we are looking at options, so bear with us. We're hoping to get some good news here soon. We announced a Comcast Wi-Fi upgrade a couple months ago to roll out in February. We're still planning on proceeding with that, but it might not be as soon as we had hoped. So again, bear with us, more to come on that. It'll likely be in the next couple weeks that we'll have more news on that. Meal tickets. So Lacey sent a message out on Touchtown, but just as a reminder, you guys can exchange your meal tickets at the front desk anytime between now and the 31st of March. And then all the tickets, regardless of when you do it, will be dated for April 1st. So you don't need to worry about going down at any given point before then. Okay. We did the declining point balance and rent increase. That recording is available. As a reminder, you can watch it on Touchtown, on YouTube. You can also turn your TV on to channel 370 if you're at the Coves, or 1971 at Lakeside, and that'll air directly following the assembly recordings that play every night at 7 p.m. So right now it's set to go at 7:40 p.m. On that note, we're gonna start reincorporating Touchtown trainings. So I'll be working with the team staff-wise, and then we will update that list of ambassadors so that especially new residents or residents that have never really gotten the gist of it, that want to have a better understanding of it, can come to some training sessions on Touchtown. I think that will be very helpful. If you're interested in being an ambassador, please let me know. You can reach out to me directly about it. That just means you're kind of a go-to person if someone needs help getting in and out of it. Couple things coming down the line. We're gonna do another round of documentation update. So last year I'd asked you guys to do some emergency contact and medical information update for face sheets. Now we're gonna focus on end of life planning. So with the collaboration of several people, we're gonna work together to get important documentation from you guys, such as whether you have a post form, what your funeral preferences are, stuff like that. So very important that we know if you're a DNR, do not resuscitate, so that it's something that we can easily access, whether it's front desk or maintenance or middle of the night. We want to all be able to have that information to guarantee your guys' safety. With that, we're gonna kind of revamp the Sarah morning check-in program as well. So you'll each, whether you're enrolled or not, you'll each get another form to opt in or out, and then you'll need to sign that and return it to us. Nothing happening right now. I'm just giving you guys a heads up that this is gonna come. All right, let's look at some good news. We are done with the audit. So it is in the final stages of review right now. The board's gonna take a final pass at it, and then it'll, like we've always done, be distributed. So we'll send more messaging out on that as soon as it's available. Let's see. All right, raise your hand if you've been in the Winter Olympics at Hearthstone. All right, look at you guys. I wanna remind everyone there's 2 more days left of the Winter Hearthstone Olympics. And I wanna give a huge shout out and kudos to our resident engagement team, has done a miraculous job, yes. They have put a lot of work into this, especially on the back end. And I had a picture of Cove West winning the puzzle competition. I know it's a big one around here. So that'll be 2:30 to 4 p.m. There we go. So I just wanted to, Eric and Jeff aren't in this picture, but they've all put a lot of work into this, along with other team members, to make this happen for you guys every year. So it's very special to us and you guys. The last 2 days will be in the lower level, today and tomorrow, instead of second floor. So that'll be from 2:30 to 4 p.m. It's the last 2 days that you guys can get a medal. See if we can get them up. There's the puzzle winners. We'll try one more time on this, but I don't think it's gonna go for us. Oh. So as you can see, we are not short on fun. I encourage you to at least be an observer if you haven't competed in it. And if you haven't gotten that medal yet, bronze, silver, or gold, make sure you go down there and retrieve one today or tomorrow. Again, in the lower level, 2:30 to 4. And one more shout out for the resident engagement team. Thank you.
I would just like to reinforce the effort to provide information for end of life. From my personal and professional experience, this is one of the most important gifts that you can give to your family and friends at a time when they're under a great deal of stress, to really understand what your wishes are, and it makes life easier for them. So please give some thought to this. Many of you have already completed these documents, but it really, really is important. Laura Sanders is here. She's the president of WACRA and would like to bring us up to date on their activities. Thank you.
Good morning. In case you don't know, WACRA stands for the Washington Continuing Care Residents Association, and many of you are members. Denise Lentini is our local membership chair for Hearthstone, and she's probably been sending out to you notices of dues renewal and going forward with trying to get new members and people who are newcomers to CCRCs. WACRA is an advocacy organization. It's a 501c4. Your contributions in excess of your dues are not tax deductible to you, but we urge you to consider that as you're filling out your dues form, because we can always use that to help support our legacy and our ongoing plans for legislation. That said, let me just briefly recap where we are right now. We have a bill moving in the House. Well, it's stuck this morning, but we hope it will move. It's second substitute House Bill 2384. And look, watch, if you are a member, watch for a newsmail coming out in the next couple of days. It's cleared the House Health and Wellness Committee and went to appropriations where it passed out of. It's now in the Rules Committee, where we're waiting to see if it gets scheduled for a floor vote in the House. If that happens, and it has to happen before a cutoff date next week, we are anticipating it will go to the Senate, where it will be in the Health and Long-Term Care Committee. We'll be asking you as interested residents in CCRCs and in as members and potential members of WACRA to help us lobby our legislators to do that. We may very well be asking for a special effort this week to try to make sure this gets unstuck in the House. Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to get to that. I realized I jumped to the action first because that's where I've been consumed. The bill is a modest increase in some of the resident protections. It is limited to the 4 life plan communities. So at this point, it would not directly affect Hearthstone. The life plan communities are places that in return for your entry fee promise lifetime care. And it's spelled out in your contracts. In Seattle, that's Skyline, Emerald Heights, in Redmond, Timber Ridge, in Issaquah, and Herons Point in Tacoma. Those are the only so-called life plan communities. But let's remember, legislation is a long, slow process. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. if we get this requirement that those contracts have to spell out how they're going to fund that promise of lifetime care. We'll be working in the next biennium to extend it to what they're called Plan B communities, which is what Hearthstone is, where the guarantee or the statement in your contract says that you will be eligible for health care for a defined number of days or at reduced prices. So we're looking to push that again. This is an excellent start on that effort, but I anticipate that this is going to go on long after I've resigned from WACRA. But in the meantime, it's an important one. It includes that these 4 Type A communities have to submit financial actuarial reports every 4 years when they re-register with the state, and that those reports, and this is a very important part of it, are subject to outside review and examination by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner, who specializes in working in understanding the finances of institutions putting aside the money to fund those long-term care things. So this is a very important beginning step. As you may remember from earlier discussions, Washington is one of the states that has little or no regulation of CCRCs. This is a step towards it. We'll be working on trying to get this bill passed. We'll have a bit of a slog probably in the Senate, but the first step will be getting it discharged to the floor. And that should happen within the next couple of days. So if you're interested, intrigued, we can use volunteers at any time. We certainly would encourage you to ask me questions. Denise, Steve is also on the board of WACRA, and we have many members here. The growth here in the membership has been very surprising, gratifying, and worthwhile. So thank you all for taking part in this. And if you have questions, you know who to ask.
One of the aspects of caring for us that we sometimes don't really realize or see is the role of the board of directors. And you may not realize that at every assembly meeting, we have somebody from the board who comes, listens in, and acts as sort of a conduit for us to get information to the board. Today, we're lucky to have Albert Ler, who's here, who actually wears 2 hats. He's on the board. He's just got one on now, but one of his hats is on the board of directors, which we really appreciate. The other hat is that he's part of the Hearthstone Foundation, which we are working hard to try to build for the long-term health of the organization. Albert would like to say a few words here for us, and I think he's got a partisan cap on there. It has something to do with professional football. Is that it?
I'd like to thank the Seahawks for bringing us all together. The theme of my few words here today is thank you. My wife and I spent 5 hours standing on the corner of 4th and Pine yesterday morning before we actually saw the parade. It was a little nippy out there, but the spirits were high, and it was wonderful. And these hats cost a lot of money. I'm sure the price will go down. But really, what I'm here is just to say a few words, and my theme, honestly, is thank you. We on the foundation board are very appreciative for all the efforts that are made on behalf of the foundation. And you can never say thank you too many times. And I just wanted you to know that one of the programs we're undertaking is going to every single congregation that was among the dozen or so that actually put this place together 60 years ago. And there are congregations and members of the congregation who don't even know what they did. And it's appreciated, and we just can't say thank you enough. They created a home for literally thousands of people over the last half century, and they need to know that people are grateful. I also want to say thank you for the contributions that have come out of this group. If you contribute to the foundation, you get a thank you note, and I know who some of the people are, but many of the contributions are anonymous, so I don't know who made the contributions, but boy, they're appreciated. The board appreciates it. I appreciate it. You're giving to yourself, which is kind of a wonderful thing, where you can give to yourself and get a tax deduction for it. And then the more you give, you make the board look good, which is really important to me. So I want to ask you to keep up the good work, and thank you very much. And I enjoy coming to these meetings and meeting you. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
One of the groups that's been active in the last 6 or 8 months is the Landscape Advisory Committee. This was formed last fall with the idea of providing some recommendations to management about landscaping issues that we thought could be helpful to their long-term planning. This involved looking at the grounds of both the lakeside and the coves. It involved representatives from all of the communities, and also involved people who with great passion and knowledge about how to care for planting. We met periodically and have come up with 4 projects that we recommended to management. And in brief, those include support for the plantings of the front entrance. We have a very enthusiastic member of the community. We wanted to provide that person with support now and in the future. The second area was the patio on Woodlawn, which once again has a very compassionate constituency. We wanted to provide them with some help. Might add that part of the plan for care of the community this summer is to resurface that that area out there, which is much needed. We appreciate that investment. We identified that some areas around Cove East and Cove West are in need of some professional pruning. We've got wonderful plantings there, but managing them takes some expertise. And so we asked for funds to hire a consultant to give us some information to share with the management about how best to care for those. And finally, through the energy of one of our members, Jim Fryer, and the support of the rest of the committee, we've looked at the area around the balcony of the dining room. As you know, there are 13 planters out there, much in need of care, and we now have a plan going forward to suggest refurbishing those, redoing those, and with the very generous contribution from the management, we've begun to do that work. And actually, it'll begin tomorrow when they will be removing the planting materials and soil from the planters on the deck and replacing it with good soil to prepare for future plantings. We have some generous people on the committee and the community that are supporting this with additional funds. And in the near future, we'll be asking those of you who are interested in supporting that to contribute to that as well. We have a wonderful place here. We've got very mature plantings. I mean, 60 years is a long time, and actually 10 or 15 years at the coves is a long time. So it's the sort of thing that needs care and effort. We have 2 good resources. We've got a management that's supportive. We've got enthusiastic residents who want to be part of the solution. So keep your eye out for that. There'll be a poster up to outline some of that information, and we'll be available to talk with you. The members of the committee, Gail Weinberg, Georgia Oisted, Jackie Backus, all from Lakeside. We've got Alice Spears, Julia Springer, Mary Hunter, myself, and we're really excited about this opportunity to spruce things up. So thank you for your interest, and I hope we'll ask for your support. But if you have any questions, please approach any of us from the committee. We'd be happy to talk with you about it. And thanks to the administration for providing these funds to get started. So give them a hand. Moving on to the committees, we have the dining committee. Molly, do you have some words of wisdom for us?
Morning, everybody. This morning, I'd like to share with you. Can you hear me? Am I too loud? Maybe. Okay. Share with you some of the food items that have been included in our menus here and at the bistro. The suggestions have come from our residents, which is important, and have been submitted to the dining committee, floor representatives, or the kiosk, and are listened to by the dining services and the chefs. Some suggestions cannot be implemented or considered due to the ongoing problems with availability of certain items. They will order things month after month and they can't get them. So there are some issues here. Here are some items that are now or will be offered. And you can thank Fred Crick for the hash browns that you've been having for breakfast for the last, I think, almost a year now. We're very happy about the hash browns for Fred. Johnny cakes have been added back to a weekly rotation. Brown rice is added when rice is our starch, and gluten-free noodles when we have noodles as a starch. These are all from you, the residents, all of these suggestions. And we have puddings for dessert. Many people wanted puddings, so we have those. Here are some items. Let me see. The bistro, there's egg salad sandwiches on croissants, and they will and featured side salads. More sandwiches have been added, and half sandwiches can now be ordered. That had been a request from several people, I think. Split pea soup is back on both the bistro and independent living. More vegetarian options other than tofu and same sauce. That was a big issue. We have fish on Fridays. It's back again. And a big thank you from myself for the floor reps for their great job of soliciting suggestions from all of you and the rest of the Hearthstone family. Your suggestions are very valuable. They are listened to. And don't forget to use the kiosk because that's monitored all the time. So thank you all for your input. Appreciate it.
I don't see Sylvia here. Movie committee.
Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day out there. So, the movie committee has been working very hard. It is one of my favorite times of the year. In 17 days, it'll be March. Spring will be here. Most importantly, baseball will be back. Yeah. And as you probably know, on the 15th of March, we will have our big Oscar night party gala. So get out your best finery, make sure you know what you're going to wear. And so we are at that point where the movie committee has scheduled the 10 films that have been nominated for Best Picture this year. We have a schedule. I'm going to tell you the schedule, but you don't have to write it down because we'll have all of this in handouts, more information than you probably ever wanted to know. So here they are. So we're building to the 15th of March, the night of the gala and the giving out of the awards. Beginning on the 1st of March, we're going to have 2 weeks of 5 movies shown each week, and they will be on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and Sunday matinee. So are the names of the 10 movies. You probably won't know any of these, but I just want it for the sake of complete information. On Sunday, March 1st, Begonia. On Tuesday, March 3rd, F1. That's about auto racing. On Wednesday, March 4th, Frankenstein. On Friday, March 6th, Hamnet. On Saturday, March 7th, Marty Supreme. On Sunday, March 8th, One Battle After Another. On Tuesday, March 10th, The Secret Agent. On Wednesday, March 11th, Sentimental Value. On Friday, March 13th, Sinners. What an appropriate day for that film. And on Saturday, March 14th, Train Dreams. So we're going to have a lot of movies, a lot of opportunities. Right here is where we'll show them. But that only gets us to through the first half of the month. What are we going to do? We're not going to have any movies at all. I lie. Okay. So the committee said, well, what are we going to do? And one of our members said, well, let's just pick 5 movies among ourselves. So we each had an opportunity to put one movie up on the board, and then we went through a process to get them to 5. Here's what they are. On March 17th, which is a Tuesday, I think, Casablanca. On March 21st, Laura. Maybe a few of you remember that movie. Laura, da 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 da. Okay, that's the one. March 24th, The Misfits. Okay. March 28th, French Kiss. And on Tuesday, the 31st of March, The Lives of Other People. Anybody familiar with that? It's an East German film, and it's marvelous. That's it, folks. We start on the 1st of March. We go to the 31st of March. It's going to be a great ride. Thank you.
Don't miss it if you can. Let's see here. Sure.
Just a brief announcement from publications. One is that the journal, the quarterly publication, is going to have its deadline this next Sunday. So this is the time to get your longer pieces, creative, personal writing into the journal. I don't have the email right on top of my head, but the other thing is, this is one of the reasons that I do this work on Voices, is that I really like to see our community connect with each other, and Voices is one way to do that. But another way to do that I would like to encourage you, as putting on my other hat as Touchtown Ambassador, is to remember that, or Uniguest Ambassador, to remember the profiles in the resident listing, resident directory. A lot of people do not have any information in there. And for me personally, and I think other people, it's really fun to find out a little bit about people by being able to check the profiles there. So if privacy is an issue and you don't want to do that, I understand that. On the other hand, if you just haven't gotten around to it,
it would really be great for you to go into Uniguest and put some information in your profile to help us all get to know each other. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, floor and building chair reports, starting with Eunice.
Assisted living is nothing new there except that we are doing a lot of respite care.
Thank you. Shirley.
My report is quite short. Unfortunately, one of our residents passed away. Carol Hoffman was well-liked, and we miss her. We now have a studio, a one-bedroom, and a two-bedroom apartment that are vacant. That's it.
Madeline, is she here?
Good morning. I have one wonderful announcement, and that is to introduce you to Cheryl Jackson, who has moved in to the 6th floor, and she is absolutely wonderful, and she got her cat to the apartment today. So thank you.
Thank you. Hartmut.
Okay, good morning. Unfortunately, one of our residents broke a leg and had to go into respite care.
Hartmut, could you come up here to the microphone so they can take a picture of you?
Okay. So otherwise, except for the respite care, everything seems to be normal and fine on the 7th floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We have the 8th floor.
On the 8th floor, Liz is gone for the month, so we have new members. Firstly, Jane Kruger is moved in, and there she is. And then next door to her, Doug and Marcia Hastings are in the process of moving in. My note said by January 5th, but and then our newest member, and these are all contiguous from Jane and Doug and Marcia, and then Ura Silness will move in on the 16th of this month. So we have 4 new members. Otherwise, a coffee club, we're going to talk about maybe not doing it in the summer, but we'll see.
Thank you. We'll look forward to meeting those folks at our next assembly meeting. Somebody's here for the Carnegies.
You know, part of the fun of being in the elevator a lot is you ask, what do you want me to press for you? And one day, I think it was somebody from the 8th floor said, well, the great 8th floor. And I said, well, if 8 is great, then 9 is divine. Okay, the 9th floor is divine. We don't have any new residents because we don't have any vacancies, thankfully. Let's see. There's really nothing going on except tomorrow night. There's a big thing going on. We're having our first ever pizza party, and it is being delivered to the floor. So we're going to try something new, having a meal on the floor together. I hope we don't ruin the carpets. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. 10th floor. There you are.
Updates on 10. We have a new guest room, and then also a new resident coming March 4th. Her name's Terry Martine, and she moves into 1021, which used to be where Lee and Marcia lived, sort of near the elevator there. So we're excited about that. And otherwise, we're in pretty good shape, I think. Thanks.
Thank you. Linda?
Well, Covies, we had a lovely piano concert on Tuesday, and a little community dinner, so that was lots of fun. We were surprised last week to find out that we now have a Keurig coffee maker instead of delivery from coffee here, so we're getting used to that. Trying to think what else. Oh, we have 2 new neighbors moving in, John and Shar, and they're going into 207. Thank you. 207, and they're in the process of moving in, and so we'll introduce them at our next assembly because I'll be here then. Otherwise, things are great.
Thank you.
Cove West has also a new Keurig machine. That was a surprise. We are getting brighter, whiter lights in our lobby, which is we got the lobby painted. Now we're getting brighter lights, and I think everybody's going to like that a lot. It's whiter and looks cleaner, so that's lovely. Russ Hanby has moved back in and has been very active in the garden already, which is a delight to everyone. And we're the speed puzzling champs.
This is the time of year when we look forward to reconfiguring our leadership, and we have a nominating committee that will be looking to fill the vacancies of positions of the officers of the resident council. I will give you their names and ask you to answer the phone or to greet them in the hall if they approach you, just in case they have good news for you. I can say it's a real honor and privilege to be able to participate as an officer. You get to know people, you get to see how things work, and you get to understand how hard working the administration is on our behalf. The folks on the committee would include Don Bell, Rob Bowman, Georgia Oisted, and Maria Brooks and myself. We will hopefully present a slate for you in March. But in the meantime, if you have suggestions about people you think would be useful, including yourself, volunteers are welcome, please contact us. That's the end of the business for today. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Second? All in favor say, go Seahawks. Thank you.